finally got out of that little hump I was in where I dropped below veteran, and finally these are the battles that get me back over veteran. And I also wanted to give some more pointers on this team for people that might want to try it out themselves. Look at this, another Chesnaught. But as you can tell, this is going to be great for my Oranguru. It's kind of funny. I don't think I've actually faced anyone else running an Oranguru in the cup. I thought no one would run Chesnaught, but I've been seeing Smackdown Chesnaught like almost everywhere. I wonder if, you know, I have anything to do with that, but it's very, I feel like personally, I think Chesnaught is super strong. Almost like, it's not easy to use though. That's the thing. It doesn't feel strong. And it's like, you have to know when, like for example, when I was streaming the other day, I had a bunch of Flygon leads and I would not switch out on it, but someone in the chat who popped in later was making a suggestion like maybe I should save swap out, and I was just letting them know that in the way that the team works, even though there might be a Talonflame in the back or a Dunsparce on the Flygon team, honestly that's probably like one of the tougher matchups for my team is if it's Flygon, specifically Shadow Flygon, Dunsparce, and Talonflame. But I don't really see that often, if I'm being honest. Yeah, you kind of have to just stay in the Chesnaught against the Flygon leads. I do actually have a battle on my second set with a Shadow Flygon. I'll talk more about the Flygon matchup when that comes. I'll try to focus more here on the here and now. But yeah, I mean, even like a low and Marowak, like look at this, like most matchups that should beat Chesnaught actually really don't want to switch in on Chesnaught. And then the things that normally lose to Chesnaught are still losing to Chesnaught for the most part. I mean, like it's slower, even like the Abomasnow situation. So this isn't good for me, but the way I play it is I try to do 3 smackdowns and then switch out, maybe sometimes 4 depending on how spicy I'm feeling. And yeah, essentially just switch an Oranguru to take moves from Abomasnow or force them to switch like how they did here. They saved all their energy, and now all I really want to do is just focus on winning this switch, which, you know, they might be thinking like they need to keep shields for Abomasnow, but as long as I win this switch, I pretty much win alignment. And, you know, Oranguru is pretty tanky, and as you see, they end up bringing in a Shadow Quag here, which, again, I'm not trying to like, I'm just trying to add some context. I'm not trying to call any of these people out, but someone did comment on my last video. You know, it was a genuine question. It wasn't like, they were wondering if Credilli was a better pick than Chesnaught, and I just feel like they function entirely different. And I think the thing that makes Chesnaught a little better is primarily because its typing allows it to resist the ground type still, resist the water type still. So even though I have the worst charge move here, I mean the worst fast attack move to get to my charge moves faster for the Mud Boys, they still can't really do anything. I resist rock moves being a fighting type. I resist water being grass. I resist ground being grass. I resist, what's the other thing that I was thinking about? Those are the main things that are honestly happening in this format. But like there's really no psychic types. I mean, there's occasionally like Shadow Draftrig, which honestly is pretty good, at least against my team. Oh my gosh, look at this battle. I messed this battle up so bad. Honestly, Magcargo is pretty good. I made a video about Magcargo last year, I think, in this format. But yeah, I definitely think Magcargo is really strong. But I knew it was going to be Rock Tomb, so I didn't shield. And I did get a shield, so that's alright. But I think I'm trying to remember where I make the mistake. Okay, so yeah, I think it might be when I have Talonflame in, I make a misplay. But I go for the brutal swings, excuse me, it's not foul play. I go for brutal swings, just trying to chip damage. I mean, I could have went for a Trailblaze, but I just figured by just spamming the move, I'm doing damage, and also I can maybe waste the timer of the clock. But as you can see, it doesn't really matter about the timer. But now I can just bring in Talonflame and completely farm. So here is where I messed up. I switched way too early with Talonflame. I knew that they didn't have energy on Magcargo, and I shouldn't have even really switched like that. I should have tried to catch the move on Chesnaught, if anything. Or even if I just did a little bit more damage and tried to farm down with Smackdown, that could have been a better play. But I get super duper lucky, and it's actually a double grass line in the back. Specifically, Whimsicott here. It barely lives the fly, and it's going for the Moonblast. I barely live that, but because I'm just able to live the Vine Whips, being 4 times resistant, I just clutch the fly here. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I threw that match, and then somehow I just barely win. It's insane. All right, so ideal scenario. Just shield farm down. Pretty much that's all you do in this matchup. I mean, the Dunsparce can be a little difficult in the back line, but again, not worst case scenario. I mean, they switch out into Superior, which just sets me up for another farm with Talonflame, because I don't particularly need to shield here. I'm fairly confident I can farm down and I keep all of my energy, because I can take 3 aerial aces and just have a slight amount of HP left, which, you know, is enough for the Talonflame matchup, because all I really want to do is throw the fly, and it does remove it, and because it doesn't shield, I actually don't get hit by the Incinerate, which allows me to actually go for another fly. And then from here, it doesn't really matter, because like I was saying earlier, Quagsire can't really, I mean, it does end up hurting once I'm getting, you know, it can, once my HP is getting down. I mean, Chesnaught's going to eventually go down. It's not invincible. But as you can see, look how much damage I'm just doing with Oranguru. And knowing that my rock move isn't going to do the best, I just shield. And it ends up, I don't even need Chesnaught to tank some moves there. I just kind of beat them with Oranguru. So yeah, this first set, it's a 5-0. And I was under 2500 at that point, which that's what put me at my current ELO, which I think was like 25, 24. It's pretty solid, because I was kind of like, I was at like 2200 like a couple days ago. I've been really bad at keeping up with my matches this week. I haven't played my full sets, even though I feel like this is probably going to be, this is like such a good format to climb in personally. I feel like even like the other Chesnaughts I've faced, that people have been running it in the backline, which I don't like. I don't think it's a bad idea, but I feel like with the way my team seems to function, it doesn't really bother me. Plus, I feel like maybe because I have the experience against the Talonflame matchup, me playing my own Talonflame against their Chesnaughts, I tend to have a little more of an advantage, I feel. I mean, again, I don't know. I'm in a room alone, tapping my phone. I have no idea what's going on. So, yeah, this next set, this will definitely... yeah, this one is kind of bad. I think what happened here, I meant to mention, the Shadow Flygon, I think its attack IVs matter in this matchup against Chesnaught, because the way I've been playing the lead, sorry to backtrack a little, I always don't shield against the Flygon, but I realized how low my health was there, and I think because of the, I'm guessing it was like attack weighted, and yeah, that was kind of something I learned in that matchup, and I wanted to share with you, is that there's like very specific instances with the Shadow Flygon. Its IVs might actually matter and kind of tear through the team a little bit. It's kind of a tough one to deal with, but yeah. Anyways, maybe worth shielding, I guess, in that type of scenario potentially. But also, it might just be a loss. But anyways, let me focus on this batch. So yeah, anyways, we get the like similar matchup like in that other map battle. Oranguru just typically does pretty good in this format. I feel like it's neutral, it kind of just tanks moves. It's like a good, safe pivot switch, I feel like. And I don't know, I feel like I don't really talk about that much on the team, but it definitely feels like it's a huge part of why the team works well. Gligar doesn't really have anything to hit Talonflame, so I'm just not going to... I mean, I don't even think I have a shield, so it doesn't matter. But I knew I could generate a little bit of extra energy, and I just wanted to remove the Gligar. I think that was kind of overkill with the Brave Bird, potentially, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And also, I knew I could just get up to that Smackdown, I mean the superpower there, and just remove Abomasnow, so that felt good. But as you can see, I think I have this theme where I'm going for 3 Smackdowns against the Abomasnows, and then Oranguru to try to like do what is happening here, I suppose. I'll be ahead energy slightly, most things aren't really resisting confusion in this format. Occasionally there's Obstagoon. But yeah, as you can tell, this is looking pretty decent because once I get that first boost, these confusions are chunking, and I can also start spamming Brutal Swing, which is just another benefit of getting that boost because it turns me from something that you don't think you're afraid of into kind of an oppressive force. And in most of the scenarios where I'm losing the lead like this, I only need to win the switch to win the game at that point, because Talonflame completely destroys Abomasnow, and Chesnaught, vice versa, walls the crap out of Dunsparce. That's actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to run Chesnaught and why I don't think Cresselia is better than Chesnaught. Just purely because of this matchup too. Like, I'm able to just take so many charge moves, even though I have the weaker of moves to use using the using the what can I speak? Using Smackdown over Vine Whip. But I get very fortunate here that I'm able to just... Oh, wait, I think I actually lose this one. I should have just went for Fly, I think. And the Weather Ball actually will be able to take me out. I think that's the main thing in this match I wanted to say is I think Fly could have beat the Abomasnow. I mean, the Dunsparce there. And I kind of went for the overkill move, which by going for Brave Bird, it lowered my defenses. And I think I should have just barely lived the move from Abomasnow typically. Actually, I want to look at that real quick and see. I'm sure like IVs might matter a little bit, but let me see how much. Brave Bird does 112. Fly does 69. Yeah, Fly would have done enough damage looking at the bar on PV Poke. I think it was like at that range where I would have just knocked it out barely. Dang, yeah. I threw that match, I think. Yeah, I think I would have just barely lived and got the other Incinerate off. But yeah, really good battles, and I wanted to share all of these with you because the ones where I have bad leads, of course, like, I'm not going to win all of them. I mean, that's how the game is. I mean, the fact that this team, in my opinion, feels pretty consistent, yet it seems spicy still. Like, I feel like it feels a little spicy. It's just weird how it feels. But I just feel like the Smackdown Chesnaught is so freaking good in this format. It's done so much good for my ELO, and yeah, I don't know. Even though I've been putting out these videos, and I'm sure people have been seeing them based on the views, it just doesn't really seem to matter. Like, I can tell some of the people I face, it almost feels like they kind of are expecting or they might be aware of what I'm trying to do. But at the same time, I feel like I said earlier, there's certain combinations that are really difficult for my line. But while that's the case, there's other teams that are going around that beat those teams. You know, that's just how Go Battle League works. No matter how much information, like, the reality is in a true competitive game, like, if you know my team, that should just instill fear into your heart. You know, it shouldn't be like, yeah, you can totally structure your line and go hunting for it. But my point being is, I feel like most teams, they're good for a reason. And I'm not saying like this is a top tier team by any means. I just think this works for me. And on my channel, I'm posting things that have worked for me for the most part, you know? And I don't know, I have this like gut feeling that if I just took it more serious this weekend and the next week, there might be a chance I might be able to get close to expert at least. I mean, it's not easy. Even like pushing for veteran, it was a bunch of back and forth. I mean, I would do a 4-1 set and even get like a 1-4. But I do feel like the way these type of matches are, it's all about reflexes, energy, when you switch out, reaction time. And I'm not perfect. You know, I still make mistakes. I mean, you see me on my live streams, I occasionally make some really ballsy calls that cost me. But yeah, thanks for tuning into the video. Please hit the like button. It does help my content out a lot on this channel. And with that being said, the Sass Squad is getting stronger each and every day. You've been morning, evening, afternoon for tuning in. And I'll catch you in the next one. And if you'd like to watch more Go Battle League content from me, consider watching this video right here or this video right here.